First, welcome to the Speed Captain webinar today. Our goal here, much like some of the other captain roles, is to create a position, sort of a team leader slash shift manager position, to help drive the key results around speed in the restaurant. So as I hear, I'll try to get this thing set up and in place. Oop, no. So we can see what's going on. First of all, can you see my screen? Sarah, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, so what's the Speed Captain? Speed in a Pizza Hut business is of a high priority for us to be able to compete in the pizza world today. Pizza Hut has placed an extreme high focus on speed. And so what we want to do within the restaurant is put somebody in charge of tracking and communicating speed results within the restaurant. Ultimately, the goal here for speed, well, the goal for the business is to be a growing, profitable business. To do that, we have to have satisfied customers. And all surveys, all customer feedback tells us that speed is a very high priority, and being able to execute that at the restaurant level, especially with some of the volume that we get sometimes, is a real challenge. So it does need focus. So we want one person in the restaurant to be able to help create that focus and help the management team and the whole store succeed. So, Speed Captain, what is that role? Well, the first thing is, like I said, it's kind of a team leadership manager role. And that's what we're looking at, and many of you are in that position already. So, it's also an opportunity for somebody to develop their leadership skills. Whether you stay in Pizza Hut the rest of your life, or whether you move on to something else, developing leadership skills can really help you moving into the future. And this will give you the opportunity to do that. And it can help you also develop, if you're not a shift manager now, develop some skill sets that helps you move into a shift manager role, or even more for that matter. The idea is it develops your goal setting skills, your communication skills, motivational skills, the things that help that any leader needs in any position leading people, your accountability skills. There's a lot of key skill sets that can help be developed through this process. So we welcome any of you that are taking on this role to help develop your skills and add value to the restaurant. So what are the goals and responsibilities of a Speed Captain? Well, first, simply to drive the key speed results within the restaurant and to update the tracking board. So there's two boards within the restaurant that you will be responsible for updating. One focuses on delivery and one focuses on what's going on in the kitchen. They both kind of are connected to each other, but they measure different things, different speed key results in the restaurant. I don't have a picture of the speed board. I was intending to get one. It just never got to me. So I'm hoping that many of you will already have seen this board. If you haven't, your RGM will help you with that. So part of your role is going to be to update that on a daily basis. Now, there'll be days when you're off, so you'll have to catch up when you do come back to work, or that's where your management team can help you as well. Because the whole point of having a speed tracking board is so that you can engage the entire team around the results. Because it's not a secret. It's not something we want to hide from people. We want our drivers and our cooks and our management team, really everybody, to be engaged around the results. How are we doing? Speed is on the scorecard. Our company has a scorecard that we rack and stack all the Pizza Huts in the system in our company. And one of the keys, one of the results and numbers on that scorecard is out the door under 30, in terms of how fast it gets to the customer. We want our deliveries to be there in less than 30 minutes from the time the order is placed. So we have a percentage. What percentage of our orders get to the door from 30 minutes or less from the time it's ordered? There's also an over 45. What percent of our orders got there in longer than 45 minutes? So that's another one of the key numbers on the scorecard. The other one is percentage of orders that are packaged within less than 15 minutes. What percent from the time it's placed to the time it's bumped off the cut table and packaged, what percentage of them are making it in less than 15 minutes? Those are the three key results. So your role is to update that tracking board, and I'm going to real quickly show you the report where you would get that. So in your restaurant, in SUS, is what we call SUS reports. And we determined today that even a team member can access this. It's called the HFR, or Hot, Fast, and Ready report. Any team member can access this by going into SUS Utilities, SUS Reports, and then you'll find what they call the HFR report. Now I just got an example of it. I can actually view into this report from my laptop. Now this is one example in Fremont, and it shows you, I basically brought up yesterday's results. So yesterday was June 27th, it was Wednesday, and some of the key numbers, right? So your production time, your percent of less than 15 minutes yesterday was 46.8%. So 46.8% of the orders got to the cut table and packaged and bumped in less than 15 minutes. If you look at, this shows a week to date, which is the same numbers because Wednesday's the beginning day of the week. And then period to date. Now this, you can see the date range starting from June 13th. It tells you where we're at period to date. Now the other key numbers, like I told you, are the delivery orders less than 30 minutes. You can see those numbers, and you can see the greater than 45. You want that number to be low. So like 9.7 is better than 27.7. So those are the ones that are on the scorecard. You'll see other numbers there, and those are all part of the tracking. But the ones that are on the scorecard are these three right here. And again, you'll find that under SUS Utilities, SUS Reports, Hot, Fast, and Ready. All of this your RGM knows and understands, and they can help you get to that report. So back to the sheet. The third thing on the responsibilities is just really modeling urgency in the restaurant. Urgency is a very important piece of any restaurant where we're trying to drive speed. So how do you model urgency? It's really just how you address customers and how you act in the restaurant. If an order pops up on the make table, how much urgency is there to get over there and attack that order so that it meets the goal? You know, very often you find in a restaurant, and maybe you've seen it yourself, an order will pop up and people will finish what they're doing. They'll kind of take their time to get over there. The kind of urgency we're looking for, as soon as we hear that thing beeping off, there's a strong, urgent pace to get that order completed. You know, to standard, of course. We don't want to just do it so fast that doesn't meet Pizza Hut standards. But there's urgency towards the guest, towards the orders that need to be placed, towards deliveries that need to go out. And as soon as an order is packaged, the cut table guy is hollering delivery, and the driver is urgently heading towards the dispatch to get it out the door. If we kind of lollygag, I got to go to the bathroom first, or I got to get a drink, that's the opposite of urgency. So we want you as the speed captain to model urgency. The goal on the for the kitchen hit percent, we want 75% of our orders that is the goal to achieve. If you can get to 75% or higher of the orders to get to the cut table and package within 15 minutes, then you're doing well. I will tell you that's no easy task, but it is very achievable. If you look at the scorecard, several stores are achieving that. So we know it's possible. So it's something that you want to drive and move forward on this, for your restaurant and improve that number. Right now, as an area, we're right about 50 to 54%. So we got some room for improvement. So I know that the speed captain role has been in place for a while, and I had some other areas and some other stores, and we were consistently achieving 75 or plus. So I know it's possible. Accuracy and promise times is very important when customer calls for delivery or carry out, that the time we give them is the time that it's going to be. If we tell them 30 minutes and it's 45, they're going to be disappointed. On the other hand, if we tell them 45 and it's 30, again, it's very important that the customer, we get as accurate as possible. When it comes to carry out promise times, if we give too long a time because we're afraid that the cooks will struggle, and what will happen is you'll start piling up carryouts and the customers won't be there. So if you ever seen that situation where carryouts are filling up the warmer or wherever you keep them and they're stacking them all over the place, it's because very likely we're giving too long of a promise time. So customers are taking extra time to pick up their order. So accuracy and promise times really matters. Reporting at meetings, basically when you're asked to do it, and it's not going to be every week, and I think it's just whenever the managers would like you to, they want you to report. We want you to be able to report to them, how's it going? How's the results? How is our speed results? And last is attending a period webinar. So each period, a period is 4 weeks, at the end of the period, we will have a webinar to discuss, to look at the results, reward those who've been, achieved the goals, and talk about our opportunities and how we can continue to improve. So hopefully it's a little bit of a celebration and also a discussion about moving forward. So there is an incentive for this role. Right now I've got 2 things on the list for you to potentially achieve sort of an incentive or a bonus. So if at the end of the period you have reached 80% on period kitchen hit percent, you'll receive $20. You say, well, why 80%, Mark? Isn't the goal 75? Yes, that's true, but the idea is to stretch ourselves a little bit. And when I look at the scorecard and you see all the restaurants, and your managers can show you this, you'll see that several stores are hitting 80%, so it tells me it's very possible. But if you achieve that, it's $20. If you can get to 75% on less than 30 minutes for delivery, then you'll also get $20. So potentially you can get $40. I will tell you that I'm considering a third bonus around the over 45, but I haven't determined what I want to do there yet. But at least at this point, we got two incentives for you to work towards achieving these goals. So I think what I will do, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do this real fast. I am going to find the scorecard and just kind of show you what I'm talking about when it comes to the company scorecard. Now, for example, this is what I'm going to show you is the scorecard, the rack and stack for period 6. Now, period 6 is, again, every period 4 weeks, just a friendly reminder. So just kind of in place here. Now, I'm going to take you down to the bottom, and this is, and your manager can show you your scorecard and where you're at. But you can see right here is my area, right? Now we look at profit growth, we look at sales, we look at bottom 2 box for champs. Our area is the second best on champs. Actually, in this period, we were the first best. So um, that's something to feel really good about. The at the door time is part of the speed. So this would be the greater than 45. Now you can kind of see how we rack and stack with the others. The best area was Lori's area, and they only had a 2.9. So this number needs to be smaller, because basically it's saying what percent of orders are getting to the house over 45. All of Pizza Hut's data and surveys have said that customers whose orders take longer than 45 minutes, that their return rate to reorder goes extremely down. That's why they focus on that. So you can see kind of how we rack and stack. And these little numbers to the right give you, it's like a point. You know, like if in this case where Lori got a 2.9, they were given a 5 points on the scorecard. So 5 is a great place to be. Let's just put it that way. So kitchen hit percent, you can see how we rack and stack. In this particular period, we were at 39%. So you can see how we compare. We were the second slowest as a group. So you can see why I want to put focus on this, because clearly I know we can do better than that. So the goal here is to move that up, you know, quite a bit. Now, if you look at who's the best in the bunch, 68.8 in Lori's area. So obviously they have a little more focus and they've been able to achieve a higher percentage. Our goal is to at least get to 75, and I'll bonus for any store that gets to 80. Now, one last speed number on here is the at the door, less than 30 minutes. You can see we're at 59.8. The best in the group is at 78.8. You know, and they have basically as many stores as we do in our area, and they're very similar to ours. So it just shows that it can be done. You at if like I said, the 75% bonuses you. Well, there's a store, an area averaging 78, so clearly it's an achievable number. So you can see as an area, my group of 8 stores is in the middle of the pack. Well, as we drive those numbers, as well as champs and everything else, we're going to move up this list. And that's really what we're looking to do. Sarah said to me, when it comes to the champs, the store is very competitive. And that's a good thing. That's one of the reasons we rack and stack things, because we do want to encourage friendly competition. Well, as an area coach, I'm competitive too. So I want to be on the top of this list. And as a team, working together with your leadership, we can get there. All right, with that, having kind of gone through that, this is a chance for, right now it looks like we got 2 people on. If either one of you have any questions regarding this. I will take it you don't. Sarah, I know this is your second webinar today. I really appreciate you taking the time to get on. And I'm not sure if Fremont ever got on, actually, but either way, this will be recorded so anybody can watch it, and hopefully they'll get a grasp of what the role is and what the role entails. So I wish you, everybody who watches this webinar, the best. Good luck. We'll be staying in touch, and we'll be moving this ball forward. So anyway, have a great day. Appreciate you jumping on.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.